Welcome. This video is the second of 3 videos designed to assist with assembly of the cart, TV mounting, and touch screen mounting. This particular video will look at assembling the TV mounting bracket, and mounting the TV to the cart. The same tools from the previous video will be used. A Phillips head screwdriver and a crescent wrench. You can also use an open-ended wrench. 13mm will be needed for this video. We need to measure the TV to start. If the TV is still in the shipping box, remove from the box and packaging. Set the TV against a wall to work on. Be sure to save the packaging from the TV box. Now, set the TV against a wall to work on. Ensure the TV is not flush against the wall. Make sure there is enough space to lean the TV against. Locate the 4 evenly spaced VESA mount screw holes. Using a ruler, measure the distance between 2 of the holes. Measure in centimeters or millimeters. If measured in inches, convert to millimeters. Write down the measurement and save it for later. In the previous video, we set aside these nuts and screws for later. We will need them for the next step. They were originally located in this bag. The screws and nuts should be separated into 3 groups. The 4 flat black screws, 4 nuts, and 2 washers, will be used in the next step. The screw knob, and the 2 long thin screws should be set aside, to be used much later in this video. Next, find the 2 identical brackets you see pictured. It is important to remember the direction of these brackets. The top will have a hook, and the bottom portion will not. Now, set those aside with the screws from earlier, and locate the bar shown. It is important to know the direction of this bar. The hole in the middle of the center plate shows where the bottom is. On a flat surface, with enough workspace, set the bar down exactly as shown. Place the 2 brackets on the center plate of the bar. Ensure the top and bottom of the brackets are aligned with the top and bottom of the bar. Once aligned, move the silver part of the bracket back to expose the holes. Now the same for the other side. Use one of the 4 flat black screws. Insert the screw so the threads of the screw are visible. Hand tighten a nut on the screw to secure. You do not need to fully tighten the nut yet. Repeat the same process for the left bracket. Move the silver parts of the bracket back up. Similar to the top portion. Insert a flat black screw. Now add one of the 2 washers. After the washer, hand tighten a nut on. And now, the other bracket. Tighten down all 4 screws. Brace the nut with a wrench. Use a screwdriver to tighten. Flip the bar over, so that it is resting on the brackets. Place the bottom of the bar facing you. Locate the 2 identical black bars. Note the top and bottom of the black bars. These will align with the top and bottom of the other pieces. Next, locate the 400mm extension hardware screw bag. With the 2 black vertical bars and the screw bag in hand, return to the horizontal bar. Earlier in this video, we measured the back of the TV. That measurement will now determine where we place the vertical bars. On the horizontal bar, you will see several evenly spaced screw holes. These are set at 200, 300, 400, 500, and 600 mm distance. The Vizio TV we are working with today was measured at 200 mm. Knowing that, the vertical bars go on the 200 mm hole spacing. Remove the backing on the 4 black spacers. Place one spacer over each hole. Now place the 2 black bars over top the spacers. Note that top and bottom must be aligned with the top and bottom of the other pieces. Once aligned, fasten the 2 bars with the 4 black screws. When completed, the TV mounting bracket is done. It is then ready to be mounted to the TV. Next, look for the bags labeled spacers and screws. In the screw bag, there are 4 types of screws. Each set of screws are different in width and length. First, we must determine the appropriate width to use. To do this, remove the screws from the back of the TV. Compare them to the 4 types of screws in the screw bag. Identify the screw set that is the same width as the original TV screws. With the width identified, we need to determine the proper screw length to avoid damaging the TV. Look at the back of the TV. Are the screw holes recessed? If they are, use the longer screw from each set. If they are flat against the TV, use the shorter screws. With the proper screw selected, next is to check the depth. Thread a screw through on the back of the TV. Turn the screw until it stops turning. You may need to apply some light pressure with the screwdriver to begin threading, but the rest can be done by hand. If it stops turning, do not use the screwdriver, or apply moderate to heavy pressure, as this may damage the TV. After threading the screw, check the remainder. If there is no thread remaining, no spacer or washer will be needed. However, if there is thread remaining, you will need to use a washer or spacer that closest matches the gap. You can find the spacers and washers in this bag. Find the 4 closest washers or spacers and set them aside with the screws. For the Vizio TV in this video, we will not need spacers or washers. The screws used will be the ones shown. Move the TV mounting bracket to the back of the TV. Rotate the center plate 45 degrees like pictured. This will expose the holes needed to mount the bracket. If your TV has larger than 200 mm hole spacing, you can use any of the holes at the top. If your TV has the same hole spacing as the TV in this video, you must use the lowest hole. Screw all 4 screws into the TV to hold the TV mounting bracket. If spacers are needed, add them in the appropriate order. Turn the center plate back to its original position. Locate the screw knob and the screws from earlier. The screw knob goes on the bottom of the center plate to keep it from freely rotating. This can be removed at any time to rotate the display. The screws go on the bottom of the silver bracket. These prevent the TV from moving forward when on the cart stand. Do not screw in all the way just yet. You will do that when the TV is on the cart. Thread the screws, just barely so they do not protrude into the silver bracket. Move the TV to the cart. To lock the TV in place, tighten the screws on the back. With the TV on the cart, there are two remaining jobs. They are mounting the touch screen and setting the tension on the cart. These will be handled in the final video. If you do not have a touch screen, you can skip those steps in the next video, but you will still need to set the tension on the cart. If you have any questions, please call 1-800-346-4925 and ask for technical support. Thank you for viewing this video.